Converting the distance between the sun and each planet from kilometers to astronomical units. So 1 astronomical unit, and we abbreviate that capital A and a capital U, just like in the diagram, is the distance from the center of the sun to the center of Earth. Because 1 astronomical unit, we use Earth because that's where we live. All right, and so 1 astronomical unit is approximately equal to 150 million kilometers. And so we're going to figure out what the distances for all the other planets are in astronomical units, knowing the distances in kilometers. Your workbook should already be open, so we're going to read the directions and only focus on number 1 for today. Convert the distance from the sun for each planet from kilometers, km, to astronomical units, capital A, capital U, and we're going to round to the nearest hundredths, okay? So we're going to do this for Pluto together, which is a Plutoid, also a dwarf planet. And we know the distance from the sun in kilometers is 5,909,000,000 kilometers. And we're going to figure out what that distance is from the sun in astronomical units. So you are going to show all of your work in this box. So in the box for Pluto, you're going to write, and don't write big because there's not a lot of space, you're going to write 5,909,000,000 kilometers is equal to blank astronomical units. In order to convert from kilometers to astronomical units, we have to use this conversion ratio of 1 astronomical unit, the distance from the sun to the earth, to 150 million kilometers, also the distance from the sun to the earth, in order to solve the distance from Pluto in astronomical units. Because my final answer needs to be in astronomical units, in my conversion ratio, astronomical unit needs to come first. So now you're going to write this down. So we have to create the fraction. So we have to take 5,909,000,000 kilometers and make it a fraction. Notice the 1 does not have a unit. So all I'm doing is making that huge distance from the sun to Pluto into a fraction. Please write this down. Do not write large because you're writing everything that's in green. So now I want to convert to astronomical units. So I'm going to multiply 1 AU, 1 astronomical unit, to 150 million kilometers. I'm going to make that a fraction. So that ratio we had before, we converted into a fraction. So please write that. Remember, don't write huge. So notice I have kilometers in the numerator here, and I have kilometers in the denominator there, so I'm going to cancel them out. So all I'm left with is astronomical unit, which is what I want to have in the final answer. If you have more space over here, you can write this over here. That is perfectly fine. I just ran out of room because I wrote too big. So all we did is we simplified my fractions, because 5,909,000,000, notice there's no label anymore because we canceled it, times 1 astronomical unit is going to make 5,909,000,000 astronomical units, and 1 times 150 million is just 150 million. So I just simplified my 2 fractions and made them 1. Well, our calculators don't handle these huge numbers well. We just don't have the space in the screen. So we have to simplify. We got to go back to 4th grade. And so what I know is if I have the same number of zeros in the numerator as the denominator, I can cancel some of them out. So I'm going to cancel out 6 here and 6 there, because I have 6 zeros in the first period and the second period, and the same down below. Okay, so I'm canceling them out. So now that I've crossed off those 6 zeros in the numerator and the denominator, I'm left with 5,909 astronomical units divided by 150. So I'm going to type that into the calculator and see what I get. So now that I've divided, my final answer, rounded to the hundredths place, is 39 and 39 hundredths astronomical units. Now be sure to write 39 and 39 hundredths up above where we originally wrote what's 5,909,000,000 kilometers equal to in astronomical units. Then in the box on your worksheet, right above where you showed all your work, you're going to write the distance from the sun in astronomical units again. Make sure all your work that was shown in this video is shown in this box. You cannot write big. So what you learned is that from the center of the sun to the center of Pluto is 39 and 39/100 astronomical units. So that distance from the sun to Earth is 1 astronomical unit. So we need 39 and 39/100 of those to get to Pluto. So now in your workbook, you're going to find the astronomical distance from the sun to Mercury, the sun to Venus, the sun to Earth. Wonder what that one's going to be. The sun to Mars, the sun to Jupiter, the sun to Saturn, the sun to Uranus, and the sun to Neptune. But you'll also do it for a few dwarf planets. We'll be using your answers to do a relative distance lab in the future. And if you need more assistance converting, watch the video again. Substitute the 5,909,000,000 kilometer distance between Pluto and the sun with the distance you're trying to convert. Click pause and convert step by step along with the video. Good luck, and make sure you show all your work.